Stay ready.
Alright, hi guys, and welcome to my brand new series, which is known as, or is going to be known as, the Creepypasta something or other. I'm not even sure. Um, my sister just face palmed, and that's what I'm going to call it now. My sister just face palmed. No. Anyway, this is my brand new series where I'm going to be explaining and most likely reading creepypastas. Now, the first one I'm going to start off with, is it just a killer? Or maybe it's Slender Man? Bit cliche, don't you think? No. If you haven't noticed from the title up there, yeah, there, just there, can you read? Or are you, like, dyslexic or something? Are you, what? My sister Mel's dyslexic. Go visit her channel. She has dyslexia. Anyway, I'm going to be starting off with the face in the middle of the dark, and I'm totally not reading this off the wiki, but it would seem that at the end of the 1980s, a horrible murder took place. It was worse than you could ever imagine. It was so gruesome that the investigators refused to release information to the press. In the middle of the day, in a small village in Russia, lay a newly bought house. It was bought by a 29-year-old lady named Amanda Branksnovich.
Seriously, this is why you need to prepare.
Shut up.
Preparation is everything, dude.
Your mum is. Okay. The reason the house was sold. What? The reason the house was sold was because the lady who lived there before had heard a weird creaking noise that made it impossible for her to sleep. But it was fixed shortly before Amanda moved in. But after the moving was finished, the creaking came back. She tried to find the creaking source, but whenever she found what may have been the source of the sound, it disappeared. 5 days later, she began to hear a knocking too. What is going on? She thought. After a while, she found out that the noise came from the biggest wall in the house, the one standing against the bathroom. She couldn't make sense of a damn thing. She looked into the bathroom, but all she saw were blue tiles of marble, reflecting the lamp hanging from the ceiling. My sister is being owned by a frost troll.
No, she just fell backwards.
Good job. And where was I? Ah, yes.
She was failing.
She looked all around, and after dark she found a crack in the roof. She was so desperate to stop the noises that she ran down the stairs to the kitchen, got a roasting fork, and spent 1 hour and 23 minutes to make a bigger hole in the crack. I love what this guy's done. He's gone into detail of how much time it actually took to make a bigger crack in the wall. Anyway, then she walked outside to get her giant treeless garden into a giant tree. Blah 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 blah. Then she walked out and. Christ's sake. Alright, let me try that again. Then she walked outside into her giant treeless garden, got a stepladder, and climbed into the ceiling armed just with a photographic camera so she would be able to see what was causing the noises after the print was developed. Inside it was dark like a black hole. She got to the wall where the creaking noises came from, but accidentally she fell into the gap inside it. Good job. She was stuck, and sat there horrified and wondered what she could do. Stuck in the dark, empty, grim gap, she stared into the nothingness. Then she heard a weak, hoarse, whispering laugh about 5 inches from the back of her head. She barely managed to turn her head around, but wished she never did that. It was a face in the middle of the dark. That is not the end. She got out her camera, only slightly able to see what was producing the menacing noise, and hid the shutter button as quickly as possible before being frozen in fear. She was found dead 2 hours later, her charred corpse seemingly incredibly mutilated. The face of the scream was stuck on her face, preserving the state she was in right before she died. It was believed the whole slaughter of the young woman went for a grueling 20 minutes. The cause of death was covered up, and the only definitive evidence, the photograph, which she took with her camera, was not revealed to the press. When the police looked at the image, they could barely make out a face in the photograph. The face was clearly not of a human. The mouth was elongated, the eyes were too large and unnatural, and the general facial anatomy of the creature in the camera were all wrong. When the police tore down the woman's house from top to bottom, absolutely nothing was found which suggested that such a woman had ever lived anywhere near the area where the photograph was taken. The case was declared unsolvable. It was not until 2004, long after the collapse of the Soviet Union and the beginning of the freedom of the press in the country, that was the case brought up again. A relative of Brankovic led an inquest into the photograph, and the police gave the archive to the family. After a large amount of waiting, her loved ones finally had the photograph in their hands. This is what they saw. I will give you the photo in about 5 seconds after I say this photo is incredibly disturbing. Please kick the younger people in the house out so they don't happen to look at your computer and be scared shitless. I'm serious, this is disturbing. You will not sleep. Or maybe you will, just thinking, hey, there's a retarded looking Joker crossed with Jeff the Killer in my house. Anyway, this is what they saw. Oh, sorry. There. I let you have a good long look at it, so now you're mentally scarred for the rest of your life. If you continue watching my series, you'll probably be even more mentally scarred. Not sure what I'll cover next. Leave a comment below what you want to see me cover next. If it's something like Slenderman, Jeff the Killer, just wait until later in the series. I promise I will bring up something soon. I do not own the rights of this creepypasta or the picture, so if there are any copyright laws involved, I'm extremely sorry. You can go fuck yourself. And thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to subscribe, like, favorite if you've enjoyed. You know what? Just think for yourself, guys, and make sure you don't look out the window. This is Novo Parrot, signing off.